In our last Max video, we added a 6S castle creation system, went for a speed run, broke within minutes, and now we're back. We have the parts, so we're gonna fix the truck, make a wheelie bar, charge a battery, and try again. If you missed our previous Max video, we tore out the 4S Traxxas electronics and replaced them with the Castle Mamba X ESC and Castle 1515 2200 kV motor. Not only is this ESC and motor 6S LiPo compatible, but they're also censored for buttery smooth throttle response. We also removed the stock Max servo and replaced it with the ProTech 170 TBL high voltage servo while using the X-Max servo adapter to make it compatible. Lastly, we removed the factory battery latch and added a PureTech battery mount to secure the battery. And this system works great in the Max. If you saw our last 6S video, you remember that we broke when we were going for a speed run, popped the wheelie, rolled back onto our lid, and then ended up cartwheeling down the road at about 50 miles an hour until the truck hit the caster block just right and broke it completely and also ripped a screw out of the knuckle. We called Traxxas right after that happened and they were really quick to send us out those parts, which we've gotten, and we got the truck repaired in no time. One interesting thing to note about the truck, when we were repairing it, we noticed that the drive shafts are spline like all Traxxas drive shafts, but they are also keyed. So they have to go in a specific orientation in order for the male and female parts to be inserted together. If you don't have that orientation correct, they will not. Now with the truck assembled and ready to go, we needed a wheelie bar, a really big wheelie bar. Because the Max is so new to the market, there are no other companies out there right now offering aftermarket wheelie bars. I'm sure in time there will be after they've had time to develop them, but since there was nothing available for us to use, we decided to make our own. Our material of choice is Lexan. It comes in big sheets in a variety of thicknesses, it's fairly inexpensive, and you can cut it or bend it in almost any way that you need. With the Max, there are not many mount points in the back of the truck except for the existing wheelie bar screws. So those will be the main points for this wheelie bar we're making. We also utilize the stock plastic bumper for the wheelie bar, notching out the Lexan slightly so it hooks into the bumper in a sense. The Lexan we're using is 0.030 inches thick and we doubled up on each side. When you trace the pieces out like a stencil, the work goes pretty fast. We also picked up some 440 threaded rod and dremeled it to the correct length, securing it to the Lexan with 440 lock nuts. The first rod is about 5 inches long, the next 3.5 inches long, and the last one holding the wheels is about 3 inches long, tapering the wheelie bar. For the actual wheelies on the bar, they're from the 6S BLX Outcast because the Max wheels are a little bit more tricky to work on that 440 rod because they have plastic bushings on each end with this spool rod that goes through the center. It's not just a one-piece setup, kind of like how the Outcast wheels are. So since I couldn't capture the bushings on the Max wheels, I just ended up using the Outcast. They're also secured onto that last threaded rod with some 440 lock nuts, and then I used some M3 washers, and in areas where there was a little bit extra gap, I just used a little bit of nitro fuel tubing as a spacer. And voila! We have a Max wheelie bar. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, and a strong crosswind may blow it over, but I think it's gonna work, so let's see.
All right, we're gonna do our maiden voyage on the Lexan wheelie bar and just try it out.
With the wheelie bar installed, the truck is prevented from leaning and squatting back fully, which is reducing the traction and increasing tire spin and ballooning.
Well, the tires balloon up huge.
So traction has been slightly reduced, but we are no longer pulling wheelies. We also dropped the front ride height by moving the springs all the way up the front shocks And we did the opposite on the rear slightly. So it looks okay. Let's go do a speed run.
All right, that turned out awesome. I don't think that's popping a wheelie at all.
Our goal with this upgraded 6S truck is to put down a speed run that's in the 80-mile-an-hour range, 90-mile-an-hour range, or beyond. We have all the power, we have all the speed. If we can keep the truck on all 4 tires, we should be able to hit that speed, right? Well, actually, no. With the stock tires equipped, we drove back and forth, pushing the max as hard as we could, but we hit a stability limit with full catastrophic chaos right on the other side. Our top speed achieved was only 57 miles per hour.
Real wandering, holy smokes. Let's change our tires.
We then removed the stock tires and bolted up a set of sweep belted road crushers. With these tires being belted, they should help out, right? The road crushers are great tires that stay true to their shape, but they didn't help us push the max any faster.
Bit wandery.
Well, don't let it wander over here.
Despite the belted tires, despite adding a wheelie bar, despite dropping the ride height, the truth is, it's an off-road monster truck designed with a high center of gravity to perform best off-road. It's not meant to hit 80-mile-an-hour speed runs like I so desperately wanted to do. It would have been great for the YouTubes, but pushing the truck that hard had a risk that just wasn't worth the reward. Instead, we returned the Max to its natural environment, where it can shoot rocks, swirl dust clouds, and catch air. This is where the Max is meant to be. The Max is also great on pavement. Not everybody has dirt fields or a track to go play on, so if you have a paved surface in your area, especially if it's a little dusty or loose, the Max will just get sideways in that stuff all day. We all know the Max can wheelie for days, effortlessly. It just takes a little squeeze on the trigger and the front end of the Max will come up without any dispute. But did you know that the Max can bunny hop too? Because apparently it can. Aside from our failed speedruns, was the 6S conversion in the Max worth it? It's yes and no. I welcome all that extra 6S power with open arms. Our Max tires, they never came unglued off the wheel, even on that 6S power. And those plastic drive shafts that everyone talks badly about, we never had any issue and still haven't using the Max on 6S. But 99% of the time, you can't really use that power. Maybe in short throttle blips just for the excitement, but in actual use, we couldn't really tap into that 6S power, even with the speedruns. The truck sits kind of high, it's not that long, and it's really not that wide. So for its size and for its weight, 6S power is a lot of power inside this truck. And even if you have all that power inside, you can't really use it
Ooh,
all.
hit those
So in
leaves so hard,
conclusion, a
that's cool,
6S converted Max is an extreme power setup inside this truck, and it's not ideal for anyone unless you're really an extreme RC enthusiast. But for most people's needs and most people's fun factor threshold, a 4S battery inside the Traxxas Max is gonna be plenty of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos on the Traxxas Max monster truck. Check out our links down below if you'd like more info on this truck or anything else we talked about in this video. And if you liked it, give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to our future videos. I'm Brett with A Main Hobbies. Thanks for watching.